Excuse me, Your Honor.
Okay, I think someone's interrupting me, and I'm pretty sure I said that people should raise their hand or they should use the hand raise emoji, and I would recognize them when I'm ready. So please do not start off the evening interrupting the calendar. Okay, let's see. So what I have on my calendar is that you're alleging that you were caused intentional physical harm by being punched, grabbed, and shaken by the Mr. Perry. You're alleging that this happened on April 1st of 2019 at 12 p.m.
It happened multiple times between 2019 and June of 2023. Numerous times.
So, Mr. Or counsel, let me ask this. Because we only put you on notice of an incident date of April 1st of 2019, were you still willing to go forward with his indication that there were multiple physical altercations other than just on the April 1st date of 2019?
Yeah, I would need to speak to Mr. Perry because I was only, I guess I just thought it was the one incident that occurred in 2019. So I would need to talk to Mr. Perry, see if he would want to move forward today or possibly continue this to another day just to get prepared for the hearing. Okay.
Of course. So let me just make sure I have this so I can get all of the information. Mr. Mickle, I would need to know the dates, your estimation for the day, the month, and the year of each attack so that I can let the attorney be put on notice so that he'd be ready to go forward or at least talk with his client to see if his client is ready to go forward. So what are the incident dates that you're alleging that there was physical violence other than just April 1st of 2019?
Okay. It would probably be March of 2022 until through June of 2023.
Okay, so they do you know specifically what month and what year these incidents happened so that he can talk to his attorney about those incidents?
It happened multiple times during the year. I would say April of 2022, June of 2022, September of 2022, of 2023, March of 2023, April of 2023 through May of 2023, I would say.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the April of 2022. What did you allege that he did to you in April of 2022?
He was verbally and physically abusive. He struck me and knocked me down.
Okay, so he knocked you down?
Yes, he struck me in the head and knocked me down.
And that was in April of 2022?
Yeah, yes, I believe March, April, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this happened at your home, his home, or what location?
No, it happened at the apartment of Sonia Hendricks.
Okay, so he in April of 2022, you're alleging he hit you in the head and knocked you down at the apartment of Sonia Hendricks. What are you alleging happened in June of 2022?
He was verbally and physically abusive, and he grabbed me by my clothes and shook me.
And where did this occur?
At the apartment of Sonia Hendricks.
Okay, and then what about in September of 2022?
He put his hands around my throat and attempted to choke me.
And where did this occur?
At the apartment of Sonia Hendricks.
Okay, and then what happened in June of 2023?
He in 2023 he had several incidents. Probably
well, January. I'm sorry. What happened in January of 2023?
He pushed me down.
Where did this occur?
Verbally and physically abusive and pushed me down.
Was this at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment as well?
Yeah, he pushed me down, grabbed my clothes and shook me and pushed me down. And
okay, what about in March of 2023?
More of the same.
Well, I can't do more of the same. That's not something I can put in a warrant. So I need to know exactly what happened and where.
He grabbed me around the throat and pushed me down.
And this also happened at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, what about in April of 2023?
He was verbally abusive and pushed me down, grabbed me, shook me, and pushed me down.
Okay, what about April of 2023?
Verbally abusive, shook me and pushed me down.
Okay, what about May of 2023?
Verbally abusive and pushed me down.
And all of these incidents happened at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment?
Yes, in Sonia's apartment. It was, yes, because he had taken my credit card from me and refused
Well, I'm
to
not
return it.
asking about that quite yet. You're alleging $10,000. I don't have the ability to handle something of that nature. That would be a felony. So if you're alleging felony theft, you're going to have to talk to a felony detective regarding
Okay.
that. So the only
Yes,
thing
Your
I
Honor.
will deal with is a simple battery. So I'm going to go over all of them with you. I'm pretty sure the attorney's probably going to want to reset to be able to figure out what was going on in these different dates. But let me just make sure I have all of the incidents of violence that you're alleging. Other than the one that I previously said from 2021, you're saying in April of 2022, he hit you in the head, knocked you down, and that was at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
In June of 2022, you're alleging he grabbed you by the clothing and shook you at Sonia Hendricks' apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
September of 2022, you're alleging he put his hands around your throat and attempted to choke you at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In January of 2023, you're alleging he pushed you down and shook you at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In March of 2023, you're alleging he grabbed you around the throat and pushed you down at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
In April of 2023, you're alleging he shook you and pushed you down at Ms. Hendricks' apartment. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Your Honor.
And finally, in May of 2023, you're alleging that he pushed you down at Mrs. Hendricks' apartment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did I miss any months or dates of physical violence that he committed against you?
No, that's as best I can remember. I think that's about all I can remember.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So counsel, do you want to go forward with this today, or do you wish to have time to prepare for the additional 7 or so incidents that he's alleging of violence?
Yeah, I'm going to need time to, I guess, ask to reset this just because need to kind of investigate each one to see if there was other witnesses there.
Of course.
I might need to call.
Of course.
My witnesses are here today, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Mickle, because he was not put on notice, this is a criminal hearing and someone is facing the penalty of being arrested and having a criminal action started against them, which is why they have the right to have an attorney present. And so I usually will always grant at least the one-time reset, especially whenever there are additional charges that are being alleged that were not disclosed to the defendant. So his attorney does have a right to have time to prepare to defend his client against these additional 7 or so allegations. So what we will do is we will reset it. Madam Clerk, when is our availability, our next availability?
Give me one moment just so I can double
Either
check.
one of those is fine, Your Honor.
Mr. Mickle, do you have a preference in between the 22nd or the 8th of January?
I believe. Hang on, let me check something, Your Honor, please. Yeah, Your Honor, I think January 8th would work for me.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and place it on the calendar for January 8th. And we will resend out new notice with a new Zoom address. And we'll also add all of these additional charges that I just went over. So it sounds like these are simple batteries that are alleged to have occurred on that date. And let me just make sure, Mr. Mickle, are you alleging, so sometimes the things that we allege are abusive are not necessarily criminal. So let me ask this very clearly. Did he make any threats to do anything physically violent to you on any of those dates?
Yes, always. Yeah.
What did he say that he would do to you physically violent? What words did he say?
Just said he would beat me and things. Just said he would beat me and hurt me and all and things like that.
Okay, and you don't remember specifically what he said? He just said he would beat you?
Yeah, just say he would beat me. Yes.
Did he say that
Yes,
on each of those dates or just on some of the dates that we went over?
Usually every time. That was kind of standard.
Okay, so it doesn't sound like you're too sure about what exactly he said on which date. And so I would need to know that now, or else I wouldn't be willing to consider those charges at a later date and time. So if you can, if you know for certain that he made a threat to beat you up on any of the dates we went over, let me know which of those dates he made that threat on, or else I would just leave it as a simple battery charge on each of those dates.
Okay, well, it will be on 2020, the first one on 2022.
So April of 2022, he said he beat you up.
Yes.
Okay, and what else?
And the other one on I guess the first one in 2023.
And then January of 2023.
Yes, that sounds about right. Yes, Sean.
Okay, so I'll add a simple assault charge for saying he will beat you up on April of 2023 and January of 2023. And then the rest of the charges, counsel, will just be simple. Just again, make sure that you are not in the same room as anyone that's going to be testifying and make sure that they're not able to hear you. So again, this is a warrant application hearing, which means that you're applying for a warrant against someone and alleging that they've done something that is criminal in nature. I'm going to go over the charge that I have. I only want to hear about information relating to that specific charge. So I don't need a lot of background about what happened 10 years ago or 2 days ago or 3 weeks ago. I only want to be able to hear about what allegedly occurred on the incident date. For the purposes of today's hearing, I'm concerned with August 16th of 2023. It's alleged that on August 16th of 2023, that the crime of disorderly conduct and civil assault fear occurred. It's alleged that Mrs. Daniel, that you did act in a violent and tumultuous manner towards Ms. Winbush, which placed her in reasonable fear for the safety of her life, limb, or health by brandishing a firearm at her. And that is what is alleged. So I will hear about a firearm being brandished on August 16th of this year. And that's what we're here for. So just what occurred on August 16th and possibly involving the firearm. Ms. Winbush, because it is your case, you will start whenever it's time for me to hear from your witnesses. You'll have to ask them questions to get their testimony in, and then I'll give Ms. Daniel a chance to testify if she'd like to and call her witnesses. So that being stated, you've already been sworn in, Mrs. Winbush, so I'll go ahead and hear from you. If you hear the word objection, stop talking. That means that Ms. Daniel believes that you're saying something that should be legally inadmissible. Ms. Daniel, just so you understand, an objection is not that you disagree with what she's saying, is that there is some legal reason why I shouldn't be able to hear it. So if she says you punched her in the face and you say objection, she actually punched me in the face, I didn't hit her, that's not a viable objection. It's not about a difference of opinion. However, if she said that your best friend told her that you admitted to hitting her, that would be an objectionable thing, because that would be the words of somebody that's not here for me to listen to them testify. So there has to be a legal reason why that evidence is not admissible, not just that you disagree with it or that the person is lying in your opinion. Also, Mrs. Winbush, if you want us to show anything on the screen, any pictures, text messages, etc., that I need to look at, whenever it's time for you to show that, you'll just need to let me know what you would like the clerk to put on the screen, and we'll pause so that she can get that document, picture, etc., up for everyone to see. That being stated, you can go ahead, Mrs. Winbush, and again, we're doing not the long version, but the precise and concise version of what happened, especially since y'all have so many witnesses this evening. So you can go ahead and tell me what happened.
Okay, on August 16th, I was in my room getting ready for bed. I hear a knock out the door, and I look out the window. Miss Daniel, her son Matthew, was at my door, and her older daughter, Shania, and her friend was across the street, like right in the middle of the street. So I said, "Who is it?" And she said that she needed to talk to me about an incident that happened a couple of days ago. So I come downstairs. Me and my the kids was downstairs. My two witnesses, they was downstairs. So I open the door, go out there, and I explained to Miss Daniel what took place on a day with her daughter and my child. She then she said her daughter should have mind her effing business. Turned to her daughter, told her, "You should have mind your effing business." At that time, I thought the situation was over. She pulled out a gun, saying that you carry a gun, I carry a gun too, was threatening, telling my daughter what she would do to her. Then her daughter tried to rush to fight my child. And then her son took off his shirt and was like, "I'll shoot this house up." So I pushed my arm up so that they couldn't get to my daughter. That's when I told him to get off my property, and Miss Daniel stated, "I'll shoot you, B, and them your kids." Then I told my other daughter had went in the house and got my gun, and I told them, "This is my last time. Get off my property." They started walking back up, saying threats and back and forth arguing or whatever have you. And then I called the police. The people, it was just her daughter Shania, her son Matthew, and her daughter's friend who was present at the time of this event.
Who did you say was present?
Matthew, her son, her oldest daughter Shania, and Shania's friend. Those was the only people here when this took place, besides me and my two daughters.
Okay.
and I sent a video of them, the people who came to my house that day. I sent a video. Also, I sent a video that was posted by her daughter who was there on her Instagram with them yelling, the son Matthew, threatening.
So let me ask this. Is there anything else you need to tell me about what actually physically occurred or what people said at the house?
No, other than that.
Okay, so let me do this. Hold on one second. Let me, the video. Madam Clerk, did we get videos? All right, so let me ask this of Mrs. Daniel. Have you seen the videos of the incident, or do you need to see the videos that she's referencing?
No, Your Honor, I haven't seen the videos.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the clerk, Madam Clerk, if you're able to show the videos that Mrs. Winbush sent in, show them to Ms. Daniel first to see if Ms. Daniel has any objection to me seeing the videos. I will step out, just send me a text so that I know to come back in, because I'm going to turn off the volume and turn off this my video for this, so I don't inadvertently see or hear something I don't need to see or hear, and just text me to let me know when I need to come back. Mrs. Daniel, you need to watch and look at the video and then let me know after you see it if there is any legal reason why I should not be able to see the same thing. So not again that you disagree with it, but if there's any legal reason I should not be allowed to even see the video myself. Okay, so Madam Clerk, you can go ahead and show them that. I'm going to step off so that you can do that. Okay, so it's my understanding that the video will not play for anybody. Okay, Ms. Winbush, let me ask this. Are you able to resend whatever video you have to us? Is this the video?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna take off this and just play it without being able to hear. So Madam Clerk, still text me because I'm gonna take this earpiece out and take off the screen. Oh, okay, so nothing played?
Yeah, it played some of it. Like you can see
Okay, so it did play?
four
video?
individuals that came to the house.
Hold on
and
one
helped with
second. Did it play the video or did it not play all of the video?
the way that it looked, it didn't play all of it.
Okay,
but
so let me hold on one second, Ms. Winbush. Ms. Daniel, do you have any objection to whatever was just played?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me replay that one really quickly and then we'll move to the next one. Let's see, get the volume to work. All right, well, let me stop sharing it because I can't hear it, I think, with the volume. So give me 1 second to try to replay it for myself. Does this video have audio?
it should have had audio.
Were y'all able to hear audio?
No.
Okay, whenever I played it the first time, you couldn't hear anything?
No.
Okay.
But it was mainly I said that.
No, don't tell me what it is. I will. Let me go ahead and play the second video and see if that one has audio. Share the screen again, and then just listen and let me know if you're able to hear or see anything. Okay. Are you able to see anything?
Yes.
Okay. It looks like whatever video is shut off. Were y'all able to see and hear the video?
See it, but not hear it.
I see it, but not hear it.
Again, you're not able to pull it up on your phone, Ms. Daniel, whenever we sent it to you?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, let me ask this, Ms. Daniel. Do you have any objection to me listening to the video and watching it myself to see if I can see or hear anything that I think is relevant?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so give me just one moment to look at it. Okay. Were there any other videos other than just these two videos?
No, of August 16th. No, this was the only event that happened on August 16th.
Okay, and so these are just a couple of seconds long, each video.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So at this point, Mrs. Ridley, Ms. Daniel, do you have any questions of Ms. Winbush based on what she testified to?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Winbush, who do you want to call as your first witness? You can go ahead and get your daughter and have her come in.
When they came to the first time they came to the house.
How it all started?
No, wait, she's gonna ask you.
Oops. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do, Mrs. Winbush, you've already been sworn in. Or Rashida, you've already been sworn in. So I'm going to have your mother's going to ask you some questions and you have to answer those questions truthfully. So Ms. Winbush, you can go in and ask your daughter whatever questions you'd like her to answer.
How many people was outside our house? Who was outside our house on August 15th?
The first time, it was Sinai, Matthew, I don't know their last name, Matthew, their mother, and their two older sisters. The other sisters with the hair out.
The day when I was up here getting dressed and they knocked on the door and the mother asked about what happened the couple of days.
You can't tell her what happened. You can just ask her what she heard, but you can't tell her what occurred. So you kind of have to ask an open-ended question.
All right, because it's a couple of cases, so that's why I'm just trying to.
Well, you can't jar her memory for her. So again, you have to just ask her questions. You can't tell her the answer and the questions. I can't say, if it was my case, I couldn't say, do you remember the blue car that we used to drive to Mrs. Prothrow's house on August 17th? And I got out of the car and I did this and I did that. Do you remember that? You can't just ask her that type of run-on question. You have to ask her what she saw, what she heard. You can't suggest to her what actually was going on. So you can ask her a question, but it has to be following those rules.
All right. So what happened the first time Miss Daniel came to the house?
So my mom was getting dressed and she knocked on the door and my mom opened the window and she asked who it was and who was it and why are they here. So Miss Daniels asked, did my mom pull a gun on Nye? So my mom said no, that she did not. So my mom came downstairs and she was trying to be respectful and tell her what happened. So then Miss Daniels proceeded to tell Nye that she was in the wrong, but also bring up the fact saying that I was taking pictures of her car and other things. So Miss Daniels had a gun in her hand, and what Nye went back and told Miss Daniels was that my mom pulled a gun out on her. My mom has her gun on her waist for work. So she never even touched her gun. So Miss Daniels had her gun and she waved it at me and my mom and saying that my mom was terrorizing Sinai, so she's going to terrorize me. And then my mom was saying that was still trying to be respectful and tell her what actually happened, how Sinai was texting me and being in the wrong about a situation that had nothing to do with her. And then she was still pointing the gun at me and my mom. So Matthew, the brother of Sinai, he came and at first he was being calm, but then like towards the end of the whole situation, he came yelling, saying, is there any man in the house? He's going to shoot our house up, and taking his shirt off yelling. So that's when my mom just told everybody to get off the yard before she calls the police. And she was still waving her gun until my mom told us to start recording. And then Miss Daniels, Sinai, and Matthew started walking back home.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for your daughter?
How many people were outside?
Around 3 or 4 the first time.
That's
okay. Mrs. Daniel, do you have any questions of this witness?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, you can go ahead and ask your questions. Not any statements right now, just questions.
Why would Sanaa tell me that your mom pulled a gun out on her? Why?
Because as soon as you came to the window, you asked, did my mom pull a gun out on I? And my mom said no, and you continue to say that she did pull a gun out when she never had her gun out. It stayed on her waist the whole entire time.
What was the confrontation that led up to your mom and your family confronting mines with the weapons?
What?
Objection
What's your objection?
that we're going off stuff from August 16th, and she's bringing up stuff that happened prior, that allegedly happened prior, and stuff that happened after. We're only talking about August 16th, I thought, because I have other cases with her, so that's why I want to make sure.
Okay. So let's focus, Ms. Daniel, about what actually happened on that date and what was said on that date.
Your Honor, that is the question that I am asking. It is in reference to August 16th. Your Honor, the cases that she is speaking with are TPO orders that we have already been in court for. I have one against her and she has one against me. So that is what she's talking about.
I don't want to get into that information. So the only thing I'm concerned about is what was said and what actually physically occurred on the 16th. So you can ask her about what was said on the 16th and what occurred on the 16th, but not about what actually happened on another date. So if someone mentions something on the 16th about what happened on another day, she can testify about that, but I'm only dealing with what happened on August 16th.
Yes, Your Honor, that's what I was referring to. I was asking her what led up into the incident of the confrontation of August
Well,
the 16th.
she doesn't know what led up to the incidents. You can ask her what happened on August 16th, if anything else happened on August 16th.
Then I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So do you have your other daughter? You can send her out of the room and you can call your other daughter in. Go ahead, and your mother can start asking you questions. You can ask your first question.
All right, what happened the first time Nye mother came to the house? Miss Daniel.
All right. When she came to the house, she had knocked on the door and I had answered it. And I had looked up there and I closed the door. Then I went to go get my mom. And my mom came downstairs and we had all stepped outside. And Nathaniel was like, oh, your daughter was antagonizing my daughter. Since you want to antagonize people, I'm going to antagonize you. This is when she brought out her gun, trying to scare my little sister. And she was like, that's not doing anything. Which then prompted Nye to run around and try and hit Sheeta. But it didn't work. We were going back and forth with her for a little minute before she decided to back off and decided to walk back to her house.
Wake up.
And Matthew also was like, oh, where's a man at in the house? I'll shoot this bee up. Go get a man in the house. And he was taking his shirt off, trying to look inside the house.
All right. I guess do you remember the words that Miss Daniel stated towards us?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you gotta say it to them.
She has said
money. I'm sorry, Yana, she was asleep.
She was like, oh, you and your mother. Well, oh yeah, because I remember she was like, I don't care if you and your mother will get shot up. She also was like, oh.
Your Honor, I'm done. That's it. She just was asleep. I'm sorry. I had to wake her up, but I'm done with the questioning.
Okay. So Mrs. Daniel, do you have any questions of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So you can go back out of the room.
She's out.
Okay. So Ms. Winbush, do you have any other evidence?
No. The video, I guess the video wasn't showing what it needed to be done, but it basically was showing.
You don't need to tell me what happens in the video, but you can just tell if there's anything else you didn't already tell me about what happened or any other evidence you need me to look at.
Not from August 16th, no.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Ms. Daniel, now would be the time for you to testify if you would like to. Understand that this is a criminal proceeding. That means that if you testify, that it could possibly be used against you if your words are inconsistent at a later point in time. And in the prosecution of the case, if I decide that a warrant should issue against you, because you are a criminal defendant or a possible criminal defendant, I cannot take the fact that you do not testify, excuse me, and use that against you. So I cannot make any type of negative thought from the fact that you do not testify. I can't think anything bad about the fact that you don't testify. Again, if you do testify, though, if you say anything that's incriminating, it can be used against you. Understanding all of that, do you still wish to testify, or do you just wish to have your witnesses testify?
I wish to have my witnesses testify, Your Honor.
Who is your first witness?
Sanaa
Okay,
Cozen.
so you can turn the camera on her. Okay, so you're still under oath. And Ms. Daniel, you can go ahead and ask her questions, not suggesting the answer, but you can ask her questions about what occurred.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Sanaa, would you please tell the court and Your Honor what happened on August 16th, 2023?
Yes, ma'am. So that day that has happened, after the incident the day before.
No, just talk about August the 16th.
Okay. So that day on August 16th, her mom had walked up towards me with her gun and took it out. And I told my mother that she had put, a gun out on me. So me, my sister, and the witness as a friend named TJ was there, and his sister as well, Kiki, and they all witnessed her mom walk up to me first and had her gun and pulled it out on me.
Can you tell the judge what did she say to you when she pulled out her gun?
She said, she was she don't care who my mama was. I'm a child. I'm not gonna go back and forth with no child. You know what I'm saying? She
Tell her what she said.
She said she was gonna, shoot me, hurt me, beat me up. Her kids was all the way far back on their property. The mom pulled in the driveway and came onto the street and walked towards me, up to me. And she wasn't too close, but close enough. And she was threatening me. She had her gun, like I said.
Judge, I object.
What is the basis? Hold on. What is the basis? Hold on.
Okay.
What is the basis of your objection?
None of this happened on August 16th.
Okay,
It didn't happen at all, but it didn't happen August 16th.
Okay.
Yes,
So
it did,
hold
Your Honor.
on 1 second. Again, whenever y'all hear my voice, you don't talk. Mrs. Winbush, just because you disagree and think someone's lying, that's not going to be a reason to object. If she's alleging that this happened on that date, but Mrs. Sanaya, you need to make sure that whatever you testified to is what was said or what you saw on August 16th, not on any other date. So you can continue with your testimony if what you're testifying to, you're alleging actually happened on August 16th.
Yes, ma'am. It did happen on that current day. Yes, ma'am. That is the truth.
Okay, so you can continue with what you were saying.
After that incident went down, I went back home, me, TJ, Kiki, and my sister as well. We went back to the house. And after that whole incident, it's just been a whole altercation. They were bullying me. They took pictures of my hair. They tried to bully me as well.
Okay, so what we're talking about is what happened with Mrs. Winbush and your mother. So yes, I need to know what happened at the Winbush's home with your mother, if you were there and if you saw what happened.
No, I did not see what happened. I wasn't there for anything. My mom, I didn't know what was going on that day. I wasn't
the day that she's talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. When she was there, she didn't have no weapon on her. She came to her door and asked her, "Why did you put a gun out on my daughter?"
Okay, so you were with your mother whenever this happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so who was with you and your mother? Was anyone else with you and your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was with you?
My sister, Layla Carter, TJ, a family friend, Tyrone, and Kiki, which is his sister. I will also like to include in that
TJ, Kiki, and your sister.
Yes, ma'am. I will also like to include in that my brother was not there on the incident.
Okay, well, so the only person that was there was TJ, Kiki, your sister, yourself, and your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so you went to the house, and what happened once you got to Miss Winbush's house?
After when my mom had knocked on the door, she had asked her, the mother, face to face, why did you point a gun towards my daughter and threaten her? And she proceeded to lie and tried to make it seem like that I was the issue. Now my mom did, she did tell me what I did, what's wrong was wrong and what's right was right. But then her mother, Rashida's mother, was, like I said, continued to lie and try to make it seem like that I was the problem and deny the fact that she pointed a gun on me and she walked up to me and that had never happened, and I was just this sort of problem that she was just making it all to be.
Oh, this is
Okay.
the dog.
Also, oh, okay. But yeah.
Okay, so what's going on?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I had to get my dog under control. I apologize.
Okay. Do you have another question for her?
Well, when on August 16th, Gabby, when this incident occurred, what did you tell me happened between you, Rashida, her sister, and on August 16th? What?
Well, I'm not necessarily concerned with that. I guess I'm just concerned with what happened at the house with Mrs. Winbush present and yourself.
All right. I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's it. No further questions.
Okay, Mrs. Winbush, do you have any questions for
Yeah.
Sanaya?
Yes.
Okay, so you can just place the camera still so we can have Sanaya see Sanaya. Okay, Ms. Winbush, go ahead and ask your questions.
So who was present at my house on August 16th?
Are you speaking as you or who I was with?
Who the knock on the door, who was present at my house on August 16th?
My mom, Kiki, TJ, which is Tyrone, myself, and my sister.
So
That's
Matthew, okay, so was Matthew there?
No.
Was a weapon, did your mother have a weapon?
No.
Okay, no further questions.
Okay. All right, you can go back into whatever room you were in, Sanaya, where you were not able to hear, and you can call your next witness, Mrs. Daniel.
Okay.
Your Honor, before I call my next witness, may I ask a question?
What is the question?
The evidence that I brought through the email, would that be presented in court today as well?
I don't know what you presented, so if you would like something to be shown, you'll have to let the clerk know, and then we'll see if she's able to show Ms. Winbush first, and then I'll see if there's any objection to me seeing it.
Yes, Your Honor. I've already emailed the court the evidence from the
Well, let's go ahead and get through the
experts.
witnesses first, and then I'll get to the physical evidence. I can try to get all of the kids done testifying. Who's the next person you want to testify, or is there another person you want to testify?
Yes, Your Honor. I want to call
All right, so
Layla
Ms. Layla, she's going to ask you some questions. You need to answer the questions truthfully. Ms. Daniel, you can go ahead and begin with your questions.
On August 16th, 2023, can you let the judge know what happened those days between Miss Winbush and I?
The day where she would draw the gun, or okay. I was currently there in the situation. I seen the whole thing, what went down. She did proceed to grab her gun. She held it, grabbed it, like she was going to withdraw it. And that's when she proceeded to threaten my sister with the gun and tell her she will get off her property, that she will withdraw it. And
okay, so you have to just keep the camera on Layla, and you can ask her the next question if there's another question.
Did you hear the threats that Miss Winbush made towards myself and Sanai?
yes,
Can you repeat what she said?
she said she was going to shoot at you, and so
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Mrs. Winbush, do you have any questions for her?
Yes, I do.
You can go ahead.
Was you present August 16th when your mother knocked on my door?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
All right. Where were you?
I was further behind, but I was there. I had a good visual of everybody. I was present.
All right. Who was the other individuals at my house that day?
It was me, my mother, TJ, Kiki, Nye. That was it.
All right. So on August 16th, Matthew was not at my house with your mother?
No, ma'am, he was not.
All right. Did your mother have a gun on that day?
No, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Again, you can go ahead and call your next witness, Ms. Daniel.
TJ. TJ, on August 16, 2023, can you please explain to Judge Neal what happened on that day when the confrontation occurred?
It started off with Rashida and I going back and forth. Rashida and I were going back and forth. They was at a distance at first until her mother pulled up. She hopped out the car, walked up towards us. She started walking towards us. As she's getting closer, her hand is on her firearm, which is on her hip at the time. She get closer, I step in between. She starts sending threats. Sooner or later, Nye goes and receives my dukes, Miss Daniels. We go down there later, as in me, Miss Daniels, Nye, and my sister, and Layla. We went down there.
Who all went down there?
Me, TJ, Taiwan, Stanai, Miss Daniels, Layla, and Kiki.
Okay, what happened next?
She knocked. She asked about the whole confrontation. Miss Daniels knocked, asked about the whole confrontation. I don't know her last name. I just know her by Tika. Opened the door and came out there. She started the yelling, and sooner or later, everybody came to arguing.
And when you say she started the yelling, what was she yelling? Do you remember what she said?
Well, when she started yelling, she was trying to say Nye is the aggressor. Was basically she's trying to get off her point and yelling above everybody else who was talking and saying that Nye is bothering Rashida when we're trying to let her know that it's the other way around. So eventually everybody got to yelling and screaming and a whole argument came out, and Miss Tika is yelling
about
everybody
was yelling and screaming. Was Sanaya yelling?
As in trying to defend her case, yes.
Was Kiki yelling?
No.
Okay. Was she saying anything at all?
No, Kiki kept her distance, actually, at least about a football field, and didn't say nothing.
Okay, so she was a football field away from you guys?
Yes, Kiki was just able to see. She just had a very good view.
Okay, how do you know that she was able to see?
Because it's our street. I live on that street. So where she's standing, there was no other cars, no nothing. Where she's standing, you see us. We're the only ones in the middle of the street, in front of Miss Tika's house.
Were you saying anything?
As in, yes, because her daughter texted me, and I wanted to let her know that her daughter is an aggressor.
Okay. So what happened? Everybody was yelling and talking, and then what happened?
And in the middle of it, you hear Miss Tika sending threats, as in she's going to shoot up Miss Daniels' house. She's going to shoot Miss Daniels and Sanai.
Did you hear her say those words?
Yes, ma'am.
You actually heard her say that she was going to shoot Miss Daniels?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what else occurred?
They started pulling out cameras. They kept going and sending threats. And then when we start arguing back and yelling back, and basically now like we're getting louder, they start pulling out cameras. So we proceed to leave.
Okay. Did you see anyone with a gun?
Just Miss Tika.
What type of gun was it?
I can't say that. I just know for sure it's like brownish.
How big was it?
It was at least she has a type of Glock on her.
Okay. Well, when you say Glock, how big was it? Did you get to see with the size of it? You actually saw the tip of the gun, the full gun, the handle of the gun. What part of the gun did you see?
Like the whole.
What was she doing with the gun?
She just had it in her hand. She was waving it. When she first put it out before Miss Daniels came, when she was just pressing Sanai, she just had it in her hand. She pulled it out the holster, had it in her hand, trying to argue with Sanai while I'm in between them, telling Sanai to let's go. And then with Miss Daniels there, she was standing out front waving it while she was sending her threats, and she had it in her hand.
And what is your relationship to Sanaya?
these is all very close friends, and they also have the same. They're all in the same altercation with these folks because they keep jumping on my little sister.
Who's your
Like,
little
repeating.
sister?
Kiki, Kiara White. They keep jumping her off guard, catching her off guard while she's walking home from school, while she's with friends.
Is Kiki friends with Sanaya, or are you friends with Sanaya, or all three of you
Both.
friends?
We're all friends.
Okay. How much younger than you is Kiki?
Kiki is 2 years.
Okay. Is there anything else you need to tell me about what you saw or what you heard that evening?
I know for sure I was the only male there. And that's it, really. She kept sending threats to kill.
Did you see Mrs. Daniel with a gun at any point in time?
No, ma'am.
Did you hear Ms. Winbush say anything about a gun?
Other than the threats with hers?
Yes. Anything other than the threats she was making?
No.
Okay. Mrs. Winbush, do you have any questions you want to ask him? You're muted right now, Ms. Winbush.
So, Mr. White, you're stating that on August 16th, when Miss Daniels knocked on my door, that you came with her.
Yes.
All right. And are you also Two-Face King on Instagram?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm looking at text messages on August 16th that you sent to my daughter stating that you never said that I pulled out a gun. Do you remember the text conversation you had with my daughter when you made all of these statements saying that you never said that Nye's
No, because
mom
we can
is
have a
lying?
phone call right now where my aunt can tell you that I didn't have a phone
Sir,
August 16th.
Mr. White, do you remember all the text messages? And if I could send them over, Your Honor, on August 16th, where you're stated that I never said your mom pulled out a gun. If Nye mother said that, they're lying, and some other stuff. Do you remember that text conversation?
No, because that never happened.
All right, Your Honor. Don't have no further. He's a hostile witness because of the situation between his sister.
I don't remember that being asked about
daughter.
why I'm a witness. Just I'm a witness. I was there. I watched.
Okay, so hold on, Mr.
If I could send, I have numerous text messages from him on that day in regards to it. He was not present, and the videos will show who was present on that day when the situation happened on August 16th. Exactly.
When is the last text message that you have between whatever number you're indicating is him and your daughter?
This was on August 16th. I gotta ask her because this
that's
is
a lie. She has a.
Hold on 1 second. I'm not speaking to you. When is the last text message between your daughter's phone number and the phone number that you believe belongs to him?
It's on the Instagram.
Oh, it's Instagram?
Yeah,
so they're Instagram messages?
Yeah, Instagram, because he didn't have.
Okay. Did you send that Instagram message thread to the court?
All right.
You did not, or you did? You have?
Oh,
you
no,
have not?
I thought you said send it. No, I did not. I did not know that TJ was going to be here, being that he wasn't present on August 16th.
Okay, what is the Instagram name associated with the account?
Two-Face.
That is a name in the bio, yes.
Is that the handle that you have on your Instagram account?
No, if you look my Instagram up, Two-Face King is not the name you need to look it up by.
What is your Instagram handle?
No Scheme.
Which is under Two-Face King, Your Honor.
Okay, if you want to send the screenshots of whatever you have, you can email those to the clerk's office and we'll look at it.
Yes, I would.
Do you have any text conversation, TJ, between yourself and any of Mrs. Winbush's daughters?
Yes, ma'am. I have when her daughter added me to a group chat with another young lady and young man that I do not know.
Okay, do you have that? Are you able to take screenshots of that and send that to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you do that now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so who else do you want me to hear from?
Alicia, Matthew, and Jada.
Okay, was Jada physically there that evening? I didn't hear anyone mention her name.
No, Your Honor, she was not there that evening.
What about Alicia? Was she physically there that day?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what name does Alicia go by?
Alicia Carter.
Okay, nobody said that she was there out of the people that you've had testified just now. Everyone else that you've had testified said it was TJ, Kiki, Layla, you and Sanaya.
Alicia, wasn't you there as well? Oh, okay. No. I'm sorry, Your Honor. There's been a lot of incidents with this lady and her kids harassing my family and myself. And so
Okay, so I've already heard from Sanaya and Layla, and
so you
I've
just
heard
need, I'm sorry,
TJ. So the only person left to talk to would be Kiki.
is Kiki available? But that's not the one from August 16th.
All right, give me one moment.
It's a video that has her in a green shirt with her weapon out, walking towards my daughter.
All right, hold on.
Okay, it's my understanding that y'all were able to see all of the images. Is there any objection, Mrs. Winbush, to me seeing whatever was just shown to you?
No, one of them I object because it wasn't August 16th. So it was Instagram thing. But other than that, no, you can see all of those.
Okay, so let me just see whatever they were shown, Madam Clerk, and then we'll go from there.
That's the end of the first one. Were you
Okay.
able to see that?
Yes.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me pull the other one.
Okay. Was that
TJ, did
it,
you
or
see
was there
that email?
something else? And Madam Clerk, that was it for everything that they saw?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Miss Daniel, are you indicating that the person with the brown gun is Mrs. Winbush?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're alleging that these were taken on the 16th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and Madam Clerk, did we receive any additional emails from either one of them? Ms. Daniel, did you have any additional witnesses other than Kiki?
No, Your Honor, I don't want to keep holding up the court's time. This is taking long enough. We just would really like to get this over and done with.
Okay,
I
and
do
is
have one
Kiki
email.
going to be able to call in? What is Kiki's actual full name? Let's see.
I do have one email, Judge, sent
Okay.
from Ms. Winbush.
Go ahead and show whatever that is. And you can just show it since I know what it should be. Okay, hold on 1 second. TJ, if you're able to come back in. Okay, is this the Instagram page that's associated with you? And if you can unmute yourself just so I can hear you.
Avon has it.
Yes.
Okay, that is your Instagram page?
Oh, is that my current one? No.
What do you mean? You had
Hold on.
one previously?
Hold on, here I come. Huh?
Excuse me.
What do you mean this is not your current page?
No, I thought y'all meant the like she said, Two-Face King. No,
Okay, so the person in that picture is not you?
that is.
But you're saying this is not your page?
That was. It's not my current page. No, though.
So what happened to it?
That below that page is all the way on somebody else's phone. I don't have the password to it. No, nothing.
Okay, so it's on somebody else's phone now, so you just couldn't access it.
Yeah.
Okay, who has your phone, that phone now?
Who has that phone?
Yes.
Somebody who is located in Columbus, Ohio.
Do you know the person that has your phone now?
Yes, he is my blood brother.
Okay, does he use your Instagram account or does he use his own?
Both.
Okay, well, you can just scroll down through this one, Madam Clerk. Okay, you can stop. Okay, you can keep going. And we can stop again.
Bye.
Okay, we can keep going. And stop again. You can keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Okay, who is this in the white?
This is Miss Daniel holding the gun. when they leaving my house after I told them to get off my property. All of this stuff actually
No,
happened.
no. I literally asked you one question.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
scroll back down, Madam Clerk. And scroll down, back the opposite direction. Okay, keep going. And stop there. Okay, keep going. You can stop. You keep going.
That's it, Judge.
Okay, are there any messages after this message, Mrs. Winbush?
Yes.
Okay, if you can send the rest of the messages that, so I have the complete thread after that one.
They're coming in now, Judge. I got
Okay.
4 more emails. Give me one moment.
Okay, perfect. And we can scroll down
Yeah, give me one moment.
and hold. Okay, Ms. Winbush, who are you alleging is in this picture?
This is the people who came to my house: Matthew, Sinai, Miss Daniel, and Kiki on August 16th.
We're supposed to say we object if that's not the 16th, right?
No, you
Okay.
can't object.
Oh.
Okay, you keep scrolling down.
And that's it for this one.
Okay. Okay, you can just stop right there for just 1 second. Okay, we can keep going. And keep going. And keep going.
Okay, that's it. It looks like that was a duplicate. Give me one moment.
Keep going. We can stop. Keep going. You can keep going.
That's it for this one.
Okay, you can keep going down. Okay, you keep going down. And stop. You can keep going.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Winbush, is that all of your emails that we've seen now?
Yeah. I think my daughter sent those. I had my daughter send them over. Yeah, it's a video in there.
There's
But
one
yeah,
more video that's in there as well.
It may be a video she sent.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Madam Clerk, do we have any videos and any of the new?
Another one just popped in. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, hold on 1 second, Ms. Winbush.
All right.
We can just pause there.
You said pause?
Yeah, just leave it. Don't do anything. I don't play it. Just leave it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And who is this allegedly supposed to be from, Ms. Winbush?
This is her daughter. Sanat recording. This is when they was
You said
recording.
this is who is this supposed to be from? Who is supposed to have recorded this or posted this?
This is on Matthew page and Sinai page. Matthews.
This is on Matthew's page. Who is YALI?
That's Sinai, the sister.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you needed to that we have not seen that you've recently sent to us?
No, but I just wanted to ask a question in regards to the video that I sent. Because you said that you couldn't watch it.
No, we were able to see it otherwise, so that's fine. So we've seen all of your information at this point.
I'm good. Yeah, I rest.
Okay. Okay. Mrs. Daniel, where are you?
I'm right here, Your Honor.
Okay. So I don't know exactly what happened on which day and with what people. So I'm not going to issue a warrant. It sounds as if there is already a temporary protective order in place against both of you. So Mrs. Daniel, just make this put you on notice if that protective order expires for some reason, that Mrs. Winbush does not wish to have any kind of contact with you unless it's a court hearing. You should not have contact with one another at all. Please do not go back anywhere within 100 yards of her property. She will do the same with you if there's a protective order in place against her. But please do not have any communication with each other further from this point. And again, I don't know who did what and when they did what, but it seems as if both of you probably were behaving in ways that you should not have been behaving. And again, anything that happens from this point, there still could be arrests and things of that nature that occur. So do not go or contact each other. Post on Facebook, post on Instagram, have your children posting on Facebook or Instagram. Again, it doesn't mean that I'm saying that nothing happened, because obviously something happened at some point with someone, but I've seen guns with both people. And again, I don't know who had a gun on which day and who pulled out what at what time. But do not be around each other or threaten one another. If either of you disagrees with that decision, you can always talk to the police officers that investigated the case, or you can talk with the solicitor's office about further charges. But for today's purposes, about what happened on the 16th, I'm not going to issue an arrest warrant at this time. So all of your witnesses are excused. You can let all of your witnesses know that they're free to go. And again, please do not have contact with each other. Amari?
Thank you,
Yes,
Your Honor.
ma'am.
Have a happy
Okay,
holiday.
thank you. So I'm going to need you, Amari, to go into another room where you cannot hear what's going on until it's time for me to talk to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Horton, you can unmute yourself. Ms. Tucker, you've indicated that you're ready to go forward, and Ms. Bridie, you said that you're ready to go forward as well.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let me ask one last question. Ms. Bridie, that you already send us all of the evidence you need me to look at.
Yeah.
Yes, would be the proper
Yes.
answer.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay, Ms. Tucker, did you send me all of the evidence that you would need me to review?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. All right. So
And
because
that's the I'm sorry. That's the evidence for the day that it occurred, right? Just October the 4th.
I don't know. I haven't looked at your warrant yet. I'll let you know in a moment what day we're here for. But I would need whatever evidence for whatever day that you're alleging that the incident occurred that we're here for.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So it looks as if we are here today for disorderly conduct and simple battery harm. It's alleged that on October 4th, around 7:20 a.m., that Ms. Tucker, she's alleging that you did act in a violent and tumultuous manner towards her 15-year-old son, placing him in reasonable fear for his safety, limb, or health by spraying him with an unknown liquid in the face and the eyes, and that you did intentionally cause physical harm to her son by spraying an unknown liquid in his face and in his eyes at October 4th of 2023 at 7:20 a.m. So that's what we are here for, and that's what we'll discuss today. So Mrs. Bridie, it's your burden. Let me ask this. Were you actually present for what happened, or did you just have your son tell you what happened? And you're muted.
Okay. When I ran outside, I seen him holding his eyes, and he was indeed pepper sprayed. And when I looked up, that's when I seen his mama, Amari mama, and Miss Tucker, pulling off.
Okay. How are you aware of, how do you know Miss Tucker?
I don't really know Miss Tucker, but I know we didn't had to talk before or whatever. Me and her son, they don't get along, and they argue back and forth, fight back and forth. So that's how I know her.
Okay, so you're certain that it was her that you saw get in whatever vehicle and drive away?
Yes, it was a white Ford.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and call your son back in so he can tell us what allegedly happened? And you're going to have to ask him questions about what happened. Okay, so you can go ahead and ask him questions. You have to ask who, what, when, where, why type questions. You cannot suggest the answer. You can just ask him what happened on that day, but you can begin your questioning.
Okay, so what happened that morning when you was waiting on the school bus?
What happened when I got on the school bus?
When you was waiting on the school bus that day, when you see the white truck pull up?
I didn't even see it pull up. I just walked out my room. I just took everything out of my pocket, what I had on me last night when I was asleep, the controller and everything. But I had put my little bag on. I asked him, can I wear something of yours? I asked my brother, can I wear something of yours?
What happened when you
Yes,
got to the?
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, don't tell her what happened when you walked outside. That what happened last night.
When I had walked outside, I had someone
Who
tell me
walked up to you?
him,
Who was him?
Amari.
Yeah. And then what else?
And then we just got to fighting. He swung on me first.
So he came to our house that morning.
Yeah. It was a white truck all the way over there on the side by my neighbor house.
Okay, so the mama paid pepper spray in your ass, right?
Okay, well, you can't tell him what happened. He needs to just tell me what happened.
What happened? Like, what else? What the mama do?
She had pepper spray. She had hopped out the car and had pepper spray.
Okay.
Okay, Mrs. Tucker, you have some questions for him?
No.
Okay, Mr. Variety, you indicated that you walked outside. Did her son approach you immediately whenever you walked outside?
Nah, they was running. They hopped in the car.
I didn't ask you what happened, Miss Variety. I was talking to your son.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was talking to
Mr. Marcellus. You walked outside, and what happened?
I seen him talking to my ex by the bus stop.
And what did you do at that point?
And he seen me. I ain't even say nothing to him. I was just sitting by my car.
And then what happened next?
It's crazy because I spotted the little white truck. I didn't even know who was in it though.
You saw a white truck and you saw him talking to your ex. Then what happened?
Yeah, and then he seen me. He just started walking into my driveway. He told me what's up. I don't think he told me what's up. I didn't think he said nothing. He said something. I don't know what he said. But yeah, walked up, tried to swing on me. So we just started fighting. His mom had hopped out the car and had pep sprayed me.
So he said something to you. You don't remember what he said, and then he swung at you.
Yeah, but it was like, I forgot. It was like, I don't know.
Okay, so let's stop playing with our hair. Again, you're testifying in technically court, so let's just put our hands down. I need you to remember what exactly happened. So he swung at you, and then what did you do in response to him swinging at you?
I swung back.
Okay. Did you make contact with him?
No.
You missed him whenever you swung at him?
Yeah.
Did you swing or try to hit him again, or did he try to hit you again at that point?
No, but he tried to hit me again.
Okay, and then was he able to hit you?
Yep.
Okay, did he hit you just that one time, or did he hit you more than once?
Like 4 times.
When you say he hit you, how did he hit you? What part of his body did he make contact with you?
His hands.
And where did his hands make contact with your body?
My stomach.
He hit you 4 times in the stomach with his hands?
Nah, my chest, I meant.
Your chest? And did you hit or do anything in response while he hit you those 4 times?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I swung back.
Were you able to make contact with him?
Nope.
So each time he swung at him, you missed?
Actually, I couldn't really see nothing because I had got pepper sprayed and stuff. Couldn't see nothing really.
Okay, so you did not hit him at all. And he hit you 4 times. That would need an oral answer. Did he hit you 4 times?
Yes, open your mouth.
Yes.
Okay. And then was anybody else physically involved in the fight other than him and his mother, Miss Tucker?
Mm-mm. It was only just me. Nobody really know because everybody was inside the house.
Okay. And as he was hitting you, did you actually see his mother pepper spray you, or did you just feel the pepper spray?
What?
Did you see her point the pepper spray
I
at you and spray
yeah.
you?
Buzz. My fault. I seen it before. No, when she came up, it just got into my eyes. But I didn't know what else she went because it was just all up in my eyes. I went in the house and told my mama.
Okay, so you saw her standing near you, and then you got pepper spray in your eye.
No, I seen her ran up.
You saw her run up. And then
Yeah.
what did she do?
I don't know what else she did because I was pepper sprayed.
Did you see her point the can at you and spray you, or did you just feel it? I'm asking. You actually saw her run up and then you saw the can in her hand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Was there anybody else other than just her and her son outside?
No.
What happened after she pepper sprayed you?
I had went in the house. No. You asking what she did?
Did she do anything other than just pepper spray you?
Yeah.
What else did she do?
No.
Did she say anything to you?
Yeah, but I don't remember it.
Okay. So she said something to you, pepper sprayed you, and then you ran inside the house?
Yes.
Okay. Did anyone that you're aware of see what happened other than her and her son?
No.
What is the name of your ex-girlfriend?
Jada.
Okay, she did not see what happened?
She did.
She did see what happened.
Okay.
Because I thought she was talking about the people inside the house that seen from outside.
Okay. Did somebody else tell you that they saw what happened?
Yeah, my brother.
Your brother, he saw what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, let's stop playing with our hair. This is still very much so a court hearing, so it's very formal. Your brother, how old is your brother?
11.
Okay, and he told you he saw what happened?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else other than possibly Jada and your brother and Miss Tucker and her son see what happened that you're aware of?
No, but when they had pulled off, my mom had walked it outside.
Okay. Anybody else that you need to tell me about?
My sister had seen them drive off too.
Okay. All right, Mrs. Tucker, you still have no questions for him?
I do.
Okay, you can go ahead and ask your questions.
When you seen Amari, you stated that you don't remember what he asked you.
No.
Do you remember him telling you to go get your mom?
No.
Do you remember anything that was said? Did you come from the front of the house or from around the house?
I came from the front of the house.
You stated that your mom came out when we were pulling off.
Yeah.
Are you sure that she didn't come out before we pulled off and y'all followed us to the vehicle?
I don't remember that because I got pepper sprayed, so I can't remember that.
Okay. Do you feel like Amari was confrontational when he came in your driveway?
Yep.
Why do you feel that way?
Because he came on my property trying to fight me when I'm not saying nothing to him, just trying to get on the bus to go to school.
So he came on the property with fighting words?
Yep.
So what did he say?
He said, "What's up?" So he swung at me. So I swung back.
Do you remember me trying to break the fight up?
No, but I remember getting pepper sprayed.
Do you remember me telling you to stop and also Amari to stop?
No.
No further questions.
Okay. And Mrs. Righty, do you wish to have your other witness testify?
Yeah, she can. That day when we came outside, who we seen pulling off?
Miss Tucker, she was outside in front of the house, and when we ran out the door, she was pulling off.
Who was with her?
Her son, Amari. What did he say his name? Her son was with her.
And that day that they came over there. What was wrong with my car? You remember?
Your tire was flat.
Okay, so we still got receipts on that. So did we follow anybody that day?
No.
Okay, because that's new to me. Oh, that's it.
Okay, Ms. Tucker, do you have any questions for this witness?
No.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Horton, you can be excused to go back out of the room. We'll let you know if we need you to come back in. Ms. Bridie, do you have any other evidence that you would like to share, pictures or anything that you sent into the court before today?
Now I just got what the paramedics pulled up and flushed his eye, leaving him well, he said it didn't work, but they pulled up and flushed his eye. Just got that picture right there from the scene that day.
Okay. Anything other than just the picture of the paramedics and what they did?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Tucker, so this is again going to be a criminal hearing. You can testify if you would like to. However, understand that if you say anything that's possibly incriminating, it can be used against you at a later point in time. If you choose not to testify, I will not draw any type of negative opinion from the fact that you choose not to testify. You can still have your witnesses testify even if you choose not to testify. At this time, would you like to testify or exercise your constitutional right to remain silent?
I would like to remain silent, but I would like my witness to testify.
Okay, you can call your first witness.
Can I have asked the question first?
You have to ask questions. You cannot just start talking, just like what Mrs. Bridie did. You have to do the same thing. When you cannot suggest the answer in the question that you ask.
Could I ask a question like leading up to that day?
No, you can just ask them what happened on that date.
What happened on the day that the morning we went to Marcella's house?
So the day we was waking up, I got woke up for school, and she asked me, do I think I was gonna have a problem? We went to Marcella's house to talk. She drove me over there, and I went to his front. I went to his driveway where Marcella's was. He said, I said, can you get your mother? He proceeded to walk up on me and swing, and we proceeded to get to fighting.
Okay. When you said he walked up on you, what did you say to him whenever you arrived at the house?
We met like in the middle of the driveway. I said, Marcellus, can you get your mom? And he proceeded to drop. He had on a little fanny pack or some type of book bag. He dropped that and started proceeding to fight me.
Did he say anything to you whenever you asked him to go get his mother?
He didn't say nothing. He just dropped the little book bag he had and started swinging.
Okay. Did he actually make contact with you at any point?
Yes.
Where did he make contact with you?
He made contact in my face and in my chest area.
How many times did he make contact with your face and chest?
Probably like a good 8. We was fighting for a good minute.
Okay, when you say you were fighting, were you throwing punches back?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times do you think you hit him?
Around 8.
What part of his body did you make contact with?
The face and stomach.
So y'all were hitting each other in the same areas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What, if anything, made you stop fighting?
While we were fighting, my mom was screaming, "Stop, y'all, stop!" And he kept swinging, and I ended up hitting him, and my mama was pulling me away, and we went to the car.
Okay. Did you see anything else happen?
No, I was too busy. I was too focused on him because he kept swinging towards me.
Did you get any type of substance in your eye?
No, ma'am.
Did you see your mother point anything at him or spray anything at him?
No, ma'am.
Who else was with you and your mother? Was it just the two of you that drove over there by yourselves?
It was just me and my mother.
Okay. And why were you going to his house that morning? What were you trying to discuss with him?
I went to go tell his mom to come outside to come talk to my mom.
Why do you want his mother to talk to your mother?
Because we already had a discussion about us fighting and each other's mom. We got her mom's number, but days after that happened, he walked up on me with a group of people in school in the cafeteria and was trying to fight me. And I told
him, how many physical fights have the two of you had?
On the bus, I got into an altercation with another student and he jumped me. And then one in the cafeteria, he attacked me. I did not swing back, so I didn't get suspended. And then he tried to fight me again. He came to my class. He his classroom was next to mine, like 2 classes down. He came out the classroom and came to my classroom and was trying to fight me, but he
Why
got
do you
suspended.
think he was trying to fight you?
Mr. Edwards, that's his third period. Mr. Edwards told me that he got mad and ran out of the classroom and would start walking down the hallway towards my classroom. He's on
Do you
camera.
know what he was upset about?
No, ma'am.
So you don't know why the 3 times he jumped on you.
Somebody in the cafeteria incident, the whole reason why we had this problem was somebody told him I was speaking on his dead relative. And I told him I was not speaking on his relative.
And he's a gang member.
Was there a person, you can't tell him anything or say anything to him. Was there anyone else outside on the day that this happened at his house other than just him?
It was some girl.
Do you know the girl's name?
No, ma'am.
Were you talking to her or did you speak to her at all?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you don't know who she is.
She rides our bus, but I don't really talk to her.
Okay.
But
do you know, and you said that you believe that he thought you were speaking about one of his relatives whenever he jumped you on the bus?
No, before that, I didn't have no problem with him. He sat in the back of the bus and I sat in the middle. I never spoke to him. But
you said he jumped you on the bus and that's why you were going over to his house with your mom to talk?
Oh, no, ma'am. When he jumped me, that was my 9th grade year. In my 10th grade year, somebody told him I spoke on his dead relative. I told him.
What grade are you in now?
10th. I told him.
So you had a fight last year when you were a freshman.
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had any, other than the fight that you had at his house, before you had the fight at his house, was the 9th grade fight the only fight that you had had?
Yes, ma'am, on the bus. Wait.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
What else happened? Again, I'm trying to figure out why you were going over to his house on that date.
It was the bus incident.
That happened 9th grade, I thought.
Yes, ma'am. And then the cafeteria.
You only speaking out. I told before.
Miss Bridie, I'm asking questions. So obviously I would not think it's objectionable if I'm asking the questions. And again, like I told you guys, if I'm talking, no one else should be talking.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to understand is, what do you think? 9th grade was a year ago. So had anything happened since that 9th grade fight before you went over to his house? Anything other than that? Was it just the fight in 9th grade that you were going over to discuss, or did something happen more recently that made you think that you needed to go to his house to talk to his mom and straighten things out?
It was at a bus lane. Him and a group of people fought me at the bus lane. It was a big group of people. And I was by myself.
When did that happen?
That happened before the house. Before we
How
went
many
to the
days
house.
or how many weeks before the house?
3 or 4. Or it was somewhere between it. 3 or 2 days.
Okay. Ms. Bridie, do you have any questions for this young man?
Yes, ma'am.
You can ask whatever questions you have for him.
Okay, Omari. October the 4th, what you tell Jada that you was finna do when Marcellus walked outside?
I did not speak to Jada. Jada's the girl that was in front of your house, right?
Uh-huh.
I didn't speak to Jada.
So you tell Jada you was finna fight Marcellus? Because
No,
you still
ma'am.
tired of him?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So October the 4th, when you walked up and you and Marcellus was fighting, did you see him pepper spray?
No, ma'am.
You didn't smell it because it was strong?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, did you see me run outside when y'all hopped in the car and pulled out?
I seen you following us towards the car.
Okay. So you see me in the vehicle?
No, you came out the door and you proceeded to follow us. You followed us to the car. It was you and your siblings. It was a little boy and a little girl.
Oh, but I was on feet.
Yes, ma'am. But then I seen your car following us later when we was going back to the house.
Okay, so when y'all jumped in the car, why did y'all run? Why did y'all still not want to talk?
You were yelling and it was too much going on. And
Okay,
you seem very angry. So
okay, so when y'all was running to the car and you see me yelling, y'all didn't want to talk anymore.
no, ma'am.
Y'all just pull off.
Okay, you can ask another question, Ms. Bridie.
I don't got no more questions.
Okay. Okay, so Madam Clerk, do we have whatever video or whatever image she sent in?
All right.
Mrs. Tucker, you can look at it first and let me know if you have any objection to me seeing it. And just let me know yes or no if there's any legal objection you have to me seeing whatever is on the screen. Do you have any legal objection to me seeing what's on the screen?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, and is this the only picture?
Yes.
Take it down. Ms. Tucker, is there any other evidence that you would like me to consider?
So I did send some information to that email. It is basically leading up to that situation, the ongoing continuance of the school situations.
Okay, hold on one second. Madam Clerk, do we have an email from her?
Okay, so is this only for October the 4th?
So whatever's on the screen, look at it and let me know if you have any objection to me seeing it.
Mm-hmm. And what does this have to do with October 4th?
Okay, so do you have an objection to me seeing it?
This don't have anything to do with October the 4th. We talk.
Okay.
I only want to see about her and her son coming to my house, jumping on my son.
So you have an objection. I didn't ask you to go on a soliloquy. I just asked if you had an objection. So you said yes, you do have an objection.
Objection.
Okay.
Objection.
I've already
This
heard
has
your
nothing to do with
objection. I
October.
don't need to hear anything additional. Madam Clerk, I'll just whatever you have on the screen, just put it back up and I'll look through it.
All right. Do you want me to play the videos too, or?
Their videos?
Yes, it's 3 different videos that are attached to this email.
Okay, you can try to play the videos. I'll step out of earshot and eye shot so you can play the videos.
Wrong way, niggas know we snatch and grab them. Since I be on NFL, you move away down the tackle. Pull up on this block, he ran the 4 flat. Damn, I thought we had him. Set on block that back drop shit like her. Bitch, don't try me like a rapper. Hold like hell, he ain't got the dead man. Made him call his fucking daddy. Really better sit and selling fucking water. You don't want no gun static. See, baby, man, that nigga.
Hold on. There's nothing to object to right now. The judge is not on. I'm just showing you the video.
Okay, that ain't even. That's not even. That's not even.
It's okay. You can talk to the judge about that in just a minute. I just got to show you what was sent in. So give me one moment.
Okay.
Were the videos able to play?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. And Madam Clerk, let me ask Mrs. Bridie, do you have any legal objection to me seeing the videos? Okay, you're muted.
I'm sorry. I actually couldn't even see the videos. I could only see like a picture.
Okay. All right. So
but it was
let me just go
picture.
ahead and play them and play whatever was seen, and I'll just look at them to see what they show.
There are 2 separate emails, Judge. So I'm gonna play this one, and then
Okay.
I'll play the other one.
I can send them close it out and maybe try to play it one more time. Like just close it completely out and then maybe attempt to play again.
Yeah. Do you see anything at this point?
Yes, you can go ahead and play it. I can see something now.
That has nothing to do with him.
Okay, that's the. Oh, no,
so, Mrs. Tucker, are you indicating that your son is one of the boys in this video?
So that is Marcellus seen in the video running towards the in the hallway. He's fighting.
It was your where is your son in this
Amari
video?
is running up the steps.
He had
what
nothing
is your
to do
son?
with it.
Hold on, Mrs. Bridie. I didn't ask you anything. Don't say anything out of turn, or I'm going to throw your case out if you say something else again out of turn. Ms. Tucker, where is your son? What does he have on in this video? What
He's
color?
seen running up the steps. I think he has on
Brown shirt.
what shoes you have on?
The orange.
I think he has on orange shoes running up the steps. You see, he has on a brown shirt. He ran up the steps.
Okay, was he actually hit in this fight, or did this fight involve him physically in any way?
It involves him physically. It was basically like a gang fight, and he was running.
Okay, was
Marcellus
he
is in
actually
a
hit by any of them? Because it looks like he was not involved in this fight. It just looks like a whole bunch of other people fighting, not fighting him.
So initially they were basically at him. He just ran off to where they ended up fighting the people that were still
Okay,
standing
so he
around.
was not hit during this fight.
He was hit. You see him, he got his shirt going up the steps like this,
Okay,
running up the steps.
Did Marcellus touch your son in this picture, in this video? Or is it somebody else?
He pulled somebody downstairs and he fell on me and I was stuck in the corner and I got stepped on and my arm was bleeding.
Okay, did Marcellus actually hit you in this video footage?
No, he threw somebody on me and somebody else stepped on me.
Okay, so I'm not going to look at this video if Mr. Marcellus isn't actually attacking him in this video. What's the next video? Okay, you can play it. Okay, and then Ms. Tucker, who is supposed to be fighting in this video?
So I sent a screenshot with this video where Marcellus is on Instagram saying that he sent this guy, his name is D5. He is affiliated with the Blood Gang, that he was supposed to fight Amari for him.
Okay, let's go to the next video. Was this before or after you went to the house?
Do you see anything?
Yes,
This
we can
is
see it.
after the house.
This I be on NFL, you move away down the tackle, pull up on this block.
Okay, and what was that video supposed to have been of?
That video was actually before the house. The bus video was before we went to Marcella's mom's house. And the other video,
how long before the house incident?
all of this happened within 3 weeks' time. Multiple different fights. We ended up basically at the mom house because Marcellus and another guy was at the bus stop waiting on Amari after school. The mom said that I could come talk to her because she knew that her child was out of control. She gave me her phone number. She said that I could come anytime. That was the whole reason why I went to her house, to try to get her to talk to her son again. But everything just escalated out of control. All of these fights are, as you see, from school. It's been an ongoing investigation up until where Marcellus has charges against him for gang activity and targeting my child. These are not even the only fights. I'm waiting on the school to give me more information. They told me that I would have to ask the judge to even request the video footage. Like 2 days after I went to try to talk to Marcellus' mom, that morning when Amari got on the school bus, Marcellus stopped the school bus like he was getting on, but he was already expelled. He got on the school bus and he swung on Amari. Another individual walked behind the school bus.
So this was after this happened. Why didn't you call the mother before you just went to her house that morning?
Because my cell phone that I actually had her phone number in had broken. So I didn't have her phone number at that time.
So why did you not get out of the car instead of sending Amari?
I was out of the car too. I was in the driveway at the same time with Amari walking up to the door. And Marcellus came from around the house. He didn't come out the front door. He came around the house like he had already seen us. And he swung on Amari.
Is there any other video, Madam Clerk, or is this everything?
This is the last one that's on screen now.
Okay, thank you. We can take that one off. And we can just turn it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so usually if I cannot make heads or tails of a situation, I don't issue a warrant. I was able to read through the police reports while on break. It seems as if what was stated in the police report is a little different than what Marcellus was stating in court here today. So again, I don't know that I necessarily believe this events as described by Marcellus. And I do find Ms. Tucker credible in what she is alleging occurred. So I will not issue a warrant at this time. Ms. Tucker, do not go to their home. Do not attempt to call them or contact them in any way, since it seems as if they obviously do not wish to try to discuss this. But just do not attempt at this point to have any further conversation with either of them. And I do not comment on whatever criminal cases or issues are going on between the boys themselves. That's going to be something that the juvenile court system handles, and is not in our purview. But as far as the mothers, Ms. Tucker, please don't contact his mother at this point, since she seems to not wish to be contacted. You just have to stay out of it and allow the court system and the juvenile court and the school to work it out. But do not take any self-help measures at this point. Okay, so that will be all parties in this matter are excused. If either party has an issue with my not granting, you can speak with the police department or with the solicitor's office. Thank you both for appearing, and everyone have a good rest of the day.
All right, you too.
Quiet.
Okay, so Ms. Craig, it looks like you are alleging that Mr. Winters intentionally caused visible bodily harm to you by punching you in the mouth, busting the inside of your mouth, and knocking out your veneers. And this occurred on September 15th at 7:30 p.m. So I don't want to hear about anything else other than that incident. So if you can just tell me, excuse me, what he did and what he said on that incident date.
It started with my sister and I. She went to go see him, and she was staying with me for a little while, but then she went to go see him after they had broke up. Then they went back together. Basically, I was going out to eat with my friend, and then he wanted to go, so she texted me and said, could she go? And then I was like, I was already on the expressway heading to where I was going. You're gonna have to wait till I come back. Then she texted me saying he wanted to speak to me. So I called, he was on the line. He started rah-rahing, like saying stupid stuff to me. So I was like, sis, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to come get you, or do I just go back out to eat? And so she was like, come get her. So I said, okay. So I made my friend that we was going out to eat with turn around, because we had carpooled in her car. I met up with her in my car, and then we got in her car. And I got to my sister, and I was helping my sister put everything in the car, from her child to her car, her stroller and other things that she had in her hand. She said, sis, get the stuff from Quincy or whatever. So I turned to Quincy to get the stuff out of his hand. He told me, he said, BITCH, don't you dare try to take sugar honey iced tea out of my hand. And I was like, she just told me to, and he jumped in my face. We jumped in each other's face. He pushed me, I pushed him back, and then that's when he started swinging on me.
He pushed you, and then you pushed him back, and then he swung on you.
Yeah, he started swinging on me like multiple times, like 10 times. And
when he said, don't sugar honey iced tea, what did he say to you?
He said, BITCH, don't you take sugar honey iced tea out of my hand. The S word out of my hand.
And then he pushed you after saying that.
We were seeing each other's face, and then he pushed me out of his face, and then I pushed him back, and then that's when he started swinging.
Okay. And then who saw this other than yourself?
My sister and my friend, or my former friend.
Do you have any injuries?
Yes, he knocked out my temporary veneers, and he busted inside of my lip.
And what were you trying to take out of his hand? I'm sorry.
The stuff that she was asking for me to get so we could get in the car, because we were already pushing for time that we had to turn around and come get her. So I was helping her get the stuff she had a stroller. She had my nephew. She had a bunch of stuff, like a book bag and other miscellaneous items in his hand.
Okay. All right. So you are under oath. I'm going to just ask you some questions. Do you recall any incident that happened between your sister and your boyfriend?
Yes, I do. He's actually my ex now, but I recall some of it.
What do you recall start at the beginning of what happened?
All I know is that she pulled up to come get me. And when she did pull up to come get me, she got out of the car to help me put my belongings in the trunk. And I don't know. I heard her saying some things, then I heard him saying some things.
When you say
And
you heard them saying some things, what were they saying?
it was they was what was she talking about? They was talking about I believe it was about the conversation that had just happened over the phone before she even got to us. He was basically over the phone, kind of a little heated, yelling at her, telling her that he wasn't on the phone to start any issues with her, just constantly yelling at. Then I took the phone from him, and I just know I can't remember exactly what was said, but I just know that she was saying stuff, he was saying stuff, and then I went to grab my stroller. Well, my sister went to grab my stroller to help me with it, but then I don't know, she was a little agitated, so then she asked me to fold it up. So I turned my back to fold it up, and then I just know that things started moving so quick. Like he pushed or hit her, and then they just started going back and forth. And then that's when the Popeye employees started coming outside, and they started breaking it up or whatnot, telling them both that it was foolish for them to be fighting and stuff like that. And then that's when they kind of just came and broke it up. My back was kind of turned. Well, my back was turned when it started, so I don't really recall how it started. I just know that when I turned around, they was both going back and forth at each other. And
When you
then
say going back and forth, you mean physically hitting each other?
yeah, they were physically hitting each other. And then when the Popeyes employees came out, they got in between it and stopped it. And then he walked off, and then that's when they was both yelling at each other from a distance. Like, I can't really recall what was being said because everybody was mad and heated, and they was both yelling from a distance. And then that's when the Popeyes employees was just telling all of us that we should just leave the premise and just stop, and the whole scene should just be to an end before the police and all of that got called. So then that's what happened. Like, eventually they both parties, my sister and him, they stopped yelling back and forth from each other, and he just walked away. And then she got in the car, we all got in the car, and then we drove off.
Okay, so you did not see who hit who first.
No, ma'am, because my back was turned. I was trying to fold up the stroller. I just remember hearing like hits, and then I turned around from folding up the stroller and just seeing both of them going at each other physically. So and then I did hear my sister yelling at him, telling him that he shouldn't have hit her first. And then, yeah, I heard my sister yelling that, but I just didn't physically see who hit who first because my back was turned.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll come back to your case shortly. I'm going to take a brief recess to read through the police reports. See your sister.
I'm waiting for her to get up.
Okay. Okay, so the next question I did have for you, the address that your sister provided for us, do you know if your boyfriend or your ex-boyfriend still lives at that address?
No, I do not. I haven't been in contact with him ever since we broke it up.
How long has that been?
You said what, ma'am? I'm sorry.
When did you break it off?
It's been about 2 months. Be quiet. It's been about 2 months, I believe.
Do you know what month you stopped dating him?
October. October. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can't tell her the answer, Miss Craig. Okay, so
Well,
Mrs. Why do you believe it was October that you broke up?
I believe it was October because me and him broke it off around the same date that I got my ID here in Georgia, and that was around October's time.
Okay, and were you living together or just dating?
It was kind of back and forth. Like, at first we was living together. Then he kicked me out. Then I went to go back to live with my sister. Then I went to go live with him again, and then we couldn't afford where we were, so then I stopped living with him, and then I just decided to just stay with my sister until I got
What do you mean you couldn't afford where you were?
We was living in an extended stay. We wasn't living in an actual place. And he was the only one working at the time. So he was paying for all the bills at the time. And
The address that you gave your sister, was that the extended stay place or was that an apartment?
No, That was an extended stay place.
Okay.
Stop it.
Okay.
4 in the morning.
And you
Lay
were
down.
saying that y'all had problems paying it, and then that's whenever you moved in with your sister back in October.
It was actually a little bit before October. It was before October that I moved back in with my sister, but it was October when we broke it off. Like our relationship just wasn't working out.
And he was still at the extended stay before you broke it off?
I don't know where he was honestly, because sometimes he would sleep outside, sometimes at the parks. Sometimes he wouldn't always like choose to live in an extended stay. So I don't know where he was before we broke it off. I just know that he was having contact with his ex-girlfriend, and they was having some type of relation, and he went to go spend the night over at her house for a couple of days. But I don't think that he actually stayed over there. He never gave me her address at all, and she had my number, but she never gave me her address either. So I wouldn't even know like where she even lives, but I know he spent a couple of nights over there. But as the extended stay goes, me and him, we completely moved out of the extended stay. A little bit even before we broke it off, and I have a son, so I didn't want to be on the streets, so I had asked my sister to move back in with her.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so Ms. Craig, the issue that I have is for these warrant applications, because it is a criminal proceeding, and someone can face criminal charges. I typically don't issue warrants where I don't hear from both sides if I don't have assurance that that person likely received the information that they had court. So in this particular case, I just don't feel comfortable with that. Your remedy would be, and I'm not saying that it did not happen. I'm just saying that I need to know where he actually is and know that he knew that he could come to court today to defend himself. So what your remedy would be is you can either see if the police department will issue that warrant on your behalf, or you have a right to go to the prosecutor's office and see if they will pursue it on your behalf. And either of them can issue a warrant without needing to have a valid address. But I don't issue warrants for private citizens where I don't know that I have a correct address for the defendant. So again, your remedy is to talk to the prosecutor or talk to the police to see if they'll do the warrant for you, but I wouldn't allow you as a private citizen to do it.
I pay $50.
What is that?
That's the one where I pay $50 to have a warrant.
Don't know what you're referring to. There isn't an application fee that I'm aware of to apply for a criminal warrant, and I could be wrong. I just don't deal with that process or that stage of the process. But there's nothing to prevent you from pursuing the case in the civil arena. But if you want to pursue it criminally, then you would need to have either the prosecutor's office pursue it for you, or you would need to have the police department pursue it. I wouldn't be able to have you pursue it because we don't know where he is currently.
Okay, prosecutor, you mean I have to come down to 556?
No, you have to, again, the prosecutor for DeKalb County, you have to talk to the prosecutor's office for DeKalb County or the police department. And I don't have their information readily on hand, but you should be able to Google that and be able to find out, where they are and where they're located and what their number and what their addresses are. But again, I cannot do anything. So that would be what would happen for today. But thank you for appearing, and both of you have a good rest of the day.
Yes.
And if you could state your full name for the record.
Yeah, Ridley.
Okay, Ms. Ridley, the only thing that I'm going to be concerned with hearing today is going to be regarding the offense date of August 22nd of 2023 at 8 p.m., where you're alleging that there was criminal damage to the property less than $500 by intentional vehicle damage to your vehicle. So that's the only thing that I need to hear about. So you can tell me what you saw, heard, or why you believe that Ms. Blackman damaged your vehicle.
She stayed right up under me, right up under my, right up under me. And she text me like baby in the room, as because she was saying that she just had her baby, and she be saying I play my music loud, but she always tell her if I play my music loud, call me, and I cut it down because I understand you just said the baby. But this particular day, my kids went at home. I was playing my music, and it was my friend and her kids. They was over, and she was like baby in room, and like they was like watching a movie, so they was like quiet. So I'm like, what she mean about that? So I didn't know what I needed to text her back. Then I heard a boom, 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 boom at my door. So when I opened my door, she was running down the steps. She had a metal bat in her hand. So because like I said, she stayed up under me. So she came upstairs to my door with a metal bat. And when I opened, like I said, she ran down the steps and like, come outside, come outside. So I shut my door. I could have came outside to, but I just shut my door because like I said, my friend and kids was over there. And I got 2 kids. One of them was gone and one of them was there. And I didn't even go outside. So like I said, I had shut my door. So next thing you know, I heard a boom, like a splat. So my daughter, she was like, Mom, Jen outside, she just beat your car. She just beat your car. So I went outside and my windows was busted and I called the police. So the police came, they did report. And I know prior to this, but I should have a detective on my case. And I know he had told me that he had put notes in for you. He uploaded the video in a police report, if I'm not mistaken. I even sent over the damage that was to my car. And even prior to waiting on this, he had told me that he had updated notes that ongoing. But yes, that what happened. And my whole front window was busted and it was $400.
Okay, did you actually see her damage the window?
Also, we have cameras. Yes, we have cameras on our property. And I was told by the detectives that he saw it. The rent officer saw it. I was so aware. The rent officer told me that they saw it.
Okay, so you did not see her, or did you see her?
Yes, I'm telling you, I saw it on cameras. My daughter told me.
Well, you did not see it in real time. You saw a video of it happening?
Yeah, she told me, she even told me that she had it when I was calling the police. She stayed right up under me. I was outside. She had the bat in her hand saying, yes, I just busted your window.
Okay, so she told you that she busted your windows and then but you did not physically see her do it, but you did see a video of her.
Like I said.
Okay, so Ms. Ridley, you cannot talk over me. If I have you are, because I'm still talking and you're talking. So that's the definition of talking over someone. What I need you to do is just wait until I'm done. I'm going to ask a very specific question and then I need to hear a very specific answer. So you did not see her in real time damage the vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, I did.
You did not, you saw her with your own 2 eyes at the time that she did it.
The next day, I was
so again, you did not see her. You were not eyeballs looking at her while she was doing the damage.
No, I didn't.
Okay. You saw her with a baseball bat in her hand and she told you, what did she exactly say to you?
I just busted your window. You shouldn't be making all that noise.
Hold on 1 second. Okay, and then you said that you have video that shows her actually breaking the window.
I have the pictures of the video. I was told by the detectives on my case that the video is uploaded to the police report.
Mm-hmm.
And I also,
Madam Clerk, do we have that video? Or those pictures?
I'm not sure that they don't send us that when we request a copy of the police report. They only send us a copy of the police report.
Do we have anything police report or picture wise or anything that the plaintiff sent in to us?
So that's what I was finishing to say. I don't have anything else but that, but she sent me a picture of her window and I can share my screen if you would like.
Okay, whatever she sent in, we can go ahead and place that on the screen. Yes. Are there any other pictures?
It's my car.
I was just gonna scroll down so you can see the full picture. And that's
the only picture, or do we have another picture?
And I believe that's the only picture. I can double check.
Okay, we can just double check. And then I don't know that I saw a police report attached to whatever information I had. So if you have a police report, if you could put that up as well. And Ms. Ridley, while she's doing that, do you have any pictures of the lady herself breaking the windows? Do you have any pictures?
No.
You do not have any pictures of Ms. Blackman breaking the window. You just have the aftermath.
Right.
Okay. And you were told by the police that they have the pictures.
The detective Riley, he also said somehow on the police report that on the police report, but he supposed to email Cab Can. I don't know if you the judge, but he said that he had emailed someone and updated extra information what had happened.
And did you actually see the pictures yourself, or were you just told about the pictures?
Oh, we have cameras. My car, where you can see my car. We have cameras on our building that sit directly in front of my car. The rent office showed me the video of
So
Jasmine.
you actually saw the video yourself?
Yes, I did.
And are you able to clearly see Miss Blackman in the video?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
And you're able to see her face or just her outline?
Her whole body. She stayed right up under me.
So again, what are you able to see her face or just the outline of her body?
Him, I wanted ran in the house.
Are you able to see her face?
Yes.
Or are you okay? So again, let me finish just so I can just stop. Like I said before, just breathe. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. If I'm done talking, then answer the next question. Only answer the question that's asked. Don't add any superfluous information. So my only question is, did you actually see her face on the video or do you just see her body on the video?
Face.
And you're clearly and definitely able to positively ID her face in that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And Madam Clerk, was there an update?
Yes, I'm sorry. I sent you a message. I have the police report if you would like me to share that on the screen. I did see one other email that Ms. Ridley sent with a picture of some young ladies sitting on a car. I don't know if that was for this or if that was a mistake.
Let's just go ahead and show everything that we have and I'll just look at it since we have it. So let's start with the police report and then we'll go from there. Okay, thank you. You just hold there for 1 moment. Is there another police report, Madam Clerk, or is this the only police? Okay, perfect. Additional narrative. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do we already have signatures, Madam Clerk, or do we need signatures?
Her signature is already here.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Ridley, I will go ahead and issue the warrants. However, just be mindful that the police report does indicate some things that could be possibly incriminating for you as well in those police reports that of course will be provided to the prosecutor's office with all of the evidence in this matter. But I will go ahead, if you would like, and issue an arrest warrant in this case. Would you like for me to issue an arrest warrant?
Yes, Your Honor. And I was trying to see, how do I go by her paying for my window?
I don't get into all of that. I don't help you with the further the prosecution of your case. All I do is give you information about whether or not I can issue a warrant. So I will go ahead and issue the warrant, and then the clerk's office will send you further information about the next steps. And the district attorney, or not the district attorney, the solicitor's office will be contacting you regarding this case, and they will be forwarded all of the police reports regarding everything that happened in this matter.
Okay, I appreciate that very much.
Okay, have a good day. I will go ahead and hear from you. I'll direct you to what I need to hear. Let's see, position. The only thing that I will need to hear is about an alleged theft that occurred on September 21st of this year of iPhone 14. Well, actually, are you indicating that the value of the phones is $1,800?
Well, they were $900 a piece. There was 2 iPhones.
Okay, so the total value was $1,800. Okay, so we only deal with misdemeanors at these hearings. The total value that we go up to is $1,500. So anything that's more than $1,500 would be a felony amount of theft, and would not be something that we would handle. That would be something that the district attorney's office would handle. What you can do is we can refer you to the felony detective, and or you can talk to the district attorney's office about pursuing it, but we don't do private arrest warrants for anything that is going to be totaling more than $1,500.
So if that was an estimate and it was just a guess and I valued them at 15?
No, I'm not going to do that because again, and it's 2 iPhone Pros that are 14. So I do think that value is actually what the value would be. I don't know anywhere you can get an iPhone 14 probably for less than that $750 mark. Again, because the dollar amount would make it felony, we're going to refer it to a felony prosecution. And also, if you don't, the detective won't take care of it as a felony matter. You also have a right to go to the district attorney's office and see if the district attorney's office will take care of it. But again, this would be a felony amount based on the dollar amount. So I would not do that. So again, and Madam Clerk, do we have a telephone number for the felony, I don't know, property crimes division that we can provide him?
No, Judge, unfortunately, that is not a number that I currently have on me. However, I can email Mr. Washington that information in the morning when I get back in the office.
Okay, perfect. So we will send you some information. And then secondly, also, it does not prevent you from seeking to recover anything civilly, but that would be the order of the court.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, and have a good evening.
Yeah.
Okay. And Madam Clerk, we can actually